Hey everyone, ready to jump into some Argentinian investment opportunities.
Sounds good to me.
We're looking at February 2025 specifically.
Okay.
We've got some insights from a leading financial expert,
Right.
Salvador Di Stefano.
Ah,
Maybe you know him as the guru of the city.
I've heard of him.
He's got some bold predictions and even bolder investment ideas.
Well, let's hear what he has to say.
So to kick things off,
Okay.
Di Stefano really acknowledges this global uncertainty we're all feeling.
Yeah.
He points specifically to Trump's trade policies.
Yeah, those tariffs on Canadian and Mexican oil.
Right. Like, who knows what's going to happen with
Well,
us?
I know.
Trying to predict what Trump will do next.
Yeah,
It's like trying to herd cats.
exactly. And all this unpredictable stuff going on globally.
Yeah.
That's what makes Di Stefano's insights into Argentina so valuable.
Okay.
He's saying maybe this is a market that's a bit of a safe haven amidst all this chaos.
So let's talk about what's happening in Argentina then.
Sure.
From what I understand, the central bank is really trying to slow down this devaluation of the peso.
Okay.
They're aiming to keep inflation under 2% per month.
That's a key detail.
Yeah.
Because if inflation stays that low, Di Stefano predicts that interest rates could drop too.
Okay.
And that could lead to some very specific investment recommendations.
Before we get into that,
Sure.
for anybody who might not be super familiar with Argentina's economy,
Okay.
it's had a bit of a turbulent past, right?
It has.
Currency controls,
Right.
inflation,
Yeah.
debt crises,
With the...
you name it.
It hasn't always been smooth sailing.
It's definitely been a roller coaster.
It has.
But
Yeah,
that's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
I think so.
Because Di Stefano seems to be saying that despite those risks,
Uh-huh.
the potential rewards right now might outweigh those concerns.
Okay. Color me intrigued.
Right.
So what are these investment gems Di Stefano is so excited about?
We have to start by talking about the cepo.
Which is basically the nickname for Argentina's currency controls.
Right.
These controls can limit how much foreign currency you can buy or sell.
Okay.
Di Stefano says the cepo is probably not going away anytime soon,
Right.
but he still sees opportunity,
Okay.
especially with these investments called LECAP and bond cap.
Got it. cepo equals currency restrictions.
Right.
But what exactly are LECAP and bond cap? Are those like pastries or something?
Not quite.
Okay.
Think of them like a financial seesaw.
Right.
LECAP stands for Letras del Tesoro Capitalizables.
Okay.
Bond cap stands for Bonos del Tesoro Capitalizables.
Got it.
They're essentially ways to lend money to the Argentinian government in pesos.
Okay.
And the returns that you get are linked to interest rates.
Right.
And since Di Stefano thinks these interest rates are going to fall.
So the value of LECAP and bond cap could go up?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. I see where he's going with this.
Right.
But I have to ask,
Yeah.
lending money to the Argentinian government,
Yeah.
even if there's potential for profit,
Right.
isn't that a little risky?
So here's the thing.
Oh,
Di Stefano acknowledges those risks.
okay.
He's not saying put all your money in one basket,
Yeah.
but he's saying that in this particular moment,
Okay.
with interest rates potentially dropping,
Yeah.
LECAP and bond cap could offer a really unique way
Oh.
to capitalize on that shift.
So it's a calculated risk.
It is.
He's looking at the bigger picture.
Exactly.
He's weighing the potential rewards against these uncertainties.
He is, and he's providing specific insights into how those potential rewards might play out.
Yeah.
For example, he estimates that if interest rates drop by 2%,
Okay.
your LECAP investment could increase in value by 5%.
5%? I get that.
Right.
I'm sensing a but coming.
Well,
There's got to be a catch.
remember those currency controls we talked about?
Right.
The cepo?
Pesky restrictions.
Even if your LECAP and bond cap investments do really well, converting those pesos back into dollars might not be as straightforward as you'd hope.
So even if you hit the jackpot,
Right.
you might have to jump through some hoops
You might.
to actually access those winnings.
Right, and that's just one of the nuances
Okay.
that Di Stefano explores in his analysis.
Okay, so we've got global uncertainty,
Yeah.
a potentially promising but risky market,
Mm-hmm.
and these intriguing LECAP and bond cap investments.
Right.
I'm hooked.
So before we get too deep into how LECAP and bond cap work,
Okay.
I think it's worth taking a look at what Di Stefano says about the Argentinian stock and bond markets.
Oh, like what to buy,
Yeah.
what to sell,
What to avoid.
what to avoid altogether.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got some interesting thoughts,
All
and I
right.
think they'll be pretty insightful for anybody listening.
Okay, I'm all ears. Let's hear what the guru of the city has to say about stocks and bonds.
Let's do it. So you're interested in what DiStefano has to say about the Argentinian stock market?
Yeah, lay it on me. Well, buckle up.
He doesn't mince words.
Okay.
He thinks that the Argentinian stock market has already peaked.
Oh, wow.
He's recommending if you're already invested, take profits.
A sell recommendation.
It is a bold statement.
That's pretty bold.
His reasoning.
Yeah, what's his reasoning?
He thinks that at these prices, there's not much room for further growth.
Okay.
He sees better opportunities elsewhere.
Interesting. So stocks are out there. LECAP and BondCap are in.
He thinks so.
What about bonds?
He uses the word erratic to describe the Argentinian bond market.
Erratic.
Yeah.
That doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
No, not really.
Okay.
He's pointing to rising interest rates in the U.S. As a factor putting downward pressure on Argentinian bonds.
Right, because when U.S. interest rates go up, investors tend to shift their money out of riskier emerging markets.
Exactly.
Okay, so bonds are a proceed with caution situation.
It seems so.
I'm starting to see the logic here.
Yeah.
DiStefano is basically saying, look, the stock market's already had its run. Bonds are iffy.
Yeah.
But LECAP and BondCap offer a unique opportunity right now.
Right. It's all about timing.
It's about timing and context.
And that's why his perspective is so valuable.
Yeah.
He's not giving like this generic advice.
Right.
He's looking at the current market conditions, making these recommendations.
Tailored recommendations.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've kind of covered his overall market outlook.
Yeah.
A little bit bearish on stocks and bonds. Bullish on LECAP and BondCap.
Okay.
Now, let's dive a bit deeper into these LECAP and BondCap investments.
Yes, please. I'm still a little fuzzy on the specifics.
Okay.
So,
remember that seesaw analogy?
I do remember the seesaw analogy.
Okay. As interest rates go down, the value of these bonds goes up. It's an inverse relationship.
But why is that?
Okay.
Why are they so closely tied to interest rates?
Because their returns are directly linked to Argentina's benchmark interest rate.
Okay.
The one set by the central bank.
Right. The same benchmark rate that DiStefano believes is going to fall.
Exactly.
Making LECAP and BondCap even more valuable.
That's the idea.
So if he's right, and interest rates do drop, buying LECAP and BondCap now could be like snagging a discount.
Exactly.
You're locking in a higher return before those rates go down.
It's like buying something on sale before everyone else realizes it's valuable.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
Argentina's economic history is well colorful.
It is.
Is there any guarantee that these interest rates will actually drop?
Of course there are no guarantees when it comes to investing, especially in a market like Argentina.
Yeah.
But DiStefano is basing his prediction on several factors, including the central bank's commitment to controlling inflation.
Right. They're aiming for that sub 2% monthly rate.
Exactly.
If they can achieve that, it could create a really favorable environment for interest rates to fall.
It could.
So there's logic to his prediction.
It's not a random guess.
Right. It's not just a random guess.
Let's remember, even with all the risks, he emphasizes diversification.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
But aside from the potential for profit, what else makes LECAP and BondCap stand out?
Okay.
Why these over, say, traditional bonds?
Well, for one, they offer a relatively predictable return.
Good.
They're tied to that benchmark rate. You have a decent idea of how they might perform.
So less of a gamble than, say, the Argentinian stock market.
Right.
Which DiStefano thinks is headed for a downturn.
Exactly. And while there's always risk, especially in emerging markets, LECAP and BondCap are generally considered a bit safer than other Argentinian investments.
So they're like the Goldilocks option.
You could say that.
Not too risky, not too unpredictable.
But potentially. But,
right. But we can't forget about the SIPO.
Right. Those pesky restrictions.
Yeah. How do those impact LECAP and BondCap?
So that's a good question.
Okay.
While LECAP and BondCap are denominated in pesos, the SIPO can still create some challenges.
Okay, how so?
For example, it might be really difficult to convert your profits back into dollars if you decide to sell.
Oh, so even if you make a killing on LECAP and BondCap, getting your hands on those U.S. dollars?
It might not be so easy.
Might not be easy.
Yeah. Okay. It's a factor to consider.
Okay, so LECAP and BondCap. Potential upside? some inherent risks,
right?
A few quirks to navigate.
Sounds like we need to dig even deeper.
Yes.
To really understand how these things work.
Yeah, we need to dig even deeper to understand how they work.
We do.
Okay.
And that's exactly what we'll do in the next part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll get into the nitty-gritty of buying and selling these bonds.
Okay.
What to watch out for in terms of fees and regulations.
All right, I'm ready. All right, so we've talked about the potential of lee cap and bond cap.
Yeah.
Now let's get into how these things actually work.
Okay, so imagine you're lending money to the Argentinian government.
Okay.
But instead of like a traditional loan, you're buying a bond.
Okay.
A promise to repay your investment plus interest.
So it's like an IOU from the government.
Exactly.
But with some terms and conditions, right?
Right. They come with maturity dates.
Okay.
Interest payment schedules. And the all-important interest rate calculation.
All right, break it down for me.
Okay.
What do we need to know about maturity dates?
So both lee cap and bond cap have different maturity dates, ranging from a few months to several years.
Okay.
The shorter the maturity, the quicker you get your principal back.
Right.
But usually with lower returns.
Got it. So if I'm looking for a quick turnaround, I'd go for a shorter maturity.
Right.
But if I'm willing to wait, a longer-term bond could mean bigger potential gains.
That's the trade-off.
That's the trade-off, okay.
Now let's talk about how those interest payments work.
Right.
Some lee cap and bond cap pay interest periodically, like every few months, while others accrue interest until maturity.
So it's like choosing between getting regular paychecks versus a big bonus at the end.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay.
Now here's where it gets a little bit more complex.
Okay.
The interest rate calculation.
Deep breaths, everybody.
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds.
Yay.
The interest rate on these bonds is typically linked to Argentina's benchmark interest rate.
Okay.
The one set by the central bank.
The same benchmark rate that DiStefano believes is going to fall.
Oh, exactly.
Potentially making lee cap and bond cap even more valuable.
That's right.
Now, if you're ready to actually buy or sell these bonds, you don't need a special Argentinian broker.
Nope.
Oh, good, because finding one of those sounds like a headache.
Many international brokers provide access to the Argentinian bond market, making it relatively easy for foreign investors.
That's good news, but I imagine there are fees and regulations.
Absolutely. Brokerage fees, transaction costs, potential tax implications, all depend on your location and the specific bond you're buying.
Right.
Always do your research.
Yep.
Read the fine print.
Okay.
Before you dive in.
Okay, so just to make sure I'm following along.
Sure.
We've got lee cap and bond cap.
Yeah.
Two types of Argentinian government bonds.
Yes.
That could offer some pretty attractive returns.
They could.
Especially if DiStefano's prediction about falling interest rates is.
Right.
They have different maturities.
Yes.
Different interest payment schedules. And their interest rates are tied to that benchmark rate.
Yes.
Buying and selling them.
Yeah.
Isn't as difficult as I thought.
It's not too bad.
But it's important to understand those fees and regulations involved.
Yeah, definitely.
But before you jump headfirst into lee cap and bond cap, due diligence is key.
Always.
What kind of homework should we be doing here?
So before you buy any bond,
research
the specific terms and conditions. Look into the issuer's credit worthiness. Even though these are government bonds, there's always a level of risk.
Especially in a market as dynamic as Argentina's.
Right.
It's not just about buying the right bond.
It's about keeping an eye on things and adapting as needed.
Investing is a journey.
It is.
Staying informed is your best compass.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, we've taken a deep dive into lee cap and bond cap.
We have.
Exploring their potential, the risks, and the practicalities of buying and selling them.
If you want to learn more about Argentina's economic landscape and explore DiStefano's insights further, I highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel.
Yes. Make Argentina Great Again is a treasure trove of information.
It is.
On investing in Argentina.
Definitely.
Subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it.
Until next time, keep those deep dives going.